Hi, this is Judy.
And I'm Erling.
We're with Travel Trail Sail, and today we're at the KOA Campground in Colonial Williamsburg.
We're just going to walk around and take a look at some of the sites that are here. They have a range of pull-through and back-in sites. Some of them are nice, like the one we're staying on, which is a deluxe patio site.
We'll also show you some of the amenities that the campground offers, such as a swimming pool, dog park, activity building, things like that, and kind of show you some of the different sites that are available.
And, you know, we've stayed at a few different campgrounds in the Williamsburg area. There's some nice choices if you're looking for full hookup campgrounds, but of all the campgrounds in the Williamsburg area, this is probably the one we would recommend.
Definitely. It's very quiet, very clean, very easy to get to off of the Interstate 64, and it's very centrally located to Colonial Williamsburg and all those attractions that are offered in that area, in addition to the Virginia Beach area and Richmond, all within an easy drive from here.
And you know, in Williamsburg, and you could actually check out our post, the top 7 things to do, but you've got busch gardens, water country, there's Colonial Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown. There's really not just history, but a lot of fun modern things to do as well.
Absolutely. So come along with us on this walking tour of the campground and get a feel for this lovely KOA campground in Colonial Williamsburg.
Awesome. Let's take a walk. Just checking out, we've got our beautiful Transcend camper here on this deluxe patio site. You can see paved patio, fire pit, beautiful swing chair, yes, and our dog Rita. And we're just going to take a walk through the campground. And in this section, it is gravel sites. They're gravel sites, but they are pull-through mostly, and a lot of them do have the swing set. Some just have a regular picnic table, and some a fancier plastic table with an umbrella. When we get to the end of the street here, we're going to take a left. There's a huge field where people can play, kind of a kids play area, and you know, the campground does fun things like weekend events. They'll have things like the tiniest petting zoo with small animals like llamas and goats and things that kids can come and pet. So that's kind of a fun event.
You'll notice too that it's nice and wooded. There's lots of trees that provide nice shade, and it's just a really pretty setting. I think you'll notice too that the campground's very well maintained.
It's very clean. You know, in between visitors on each site, they come and blow off any leaves or debris that might be there. They actually do trash pickup at every site, so you can just leave a bag of trash at the end of your site in the morning and they'll come and pick it up.
And at night it's very quiet. You do not really hear the traffic from Interstate 64. You may hear a train in the very, very far distance, but really nothing that would, you know, be...
Well, so many campgrounds are set right on the railroad tracks practically, right?
Yes.
And this one's far enough off, maybe 2 miles off the interstate, so you really don't have that noise. Like Judy was saying, it's pretty quiet at night.
Absolutely.
Now, here's an area again, it's a kind of a big field. There's a spider climbing area, and They have a clubhouse here with a lot of picnic tables outside if you had a group event happening. But we're just going to walk a little bit up the road here because they have a canine play area. So if you've got your four-legged friend along and they need a little more off-leash activity than just a walk around the campground, this is where you can take them.
There's also, on the other side of the field, a frisbee golf course, which is kind of fun.
Frisbee golf and a walking trail through the woods. If you're got your bug spray along and want to go for a walk in the woods, you can do that here too. So here's Camp Canine, and we'll just kind of take a look. You can see that there's some different climbing activities in here. A little teeter-totter. So, you know, your off-leash dog could have a lot of fun. One other thing that they do really nicely here is there are plenty of locations throughout the park where they have pickup bags so that you can easily clean up after your pet. So that's Camp Canine.
I think Rita wants to go in.
Just going to pan over the field here so you can see it. It really is a nice big field. If you were going to get together and play frisbee or some kind of fun family activity, you could absolutely do it here. Alright, we're going to walk back to the main part of the campground. Just walk through towards the entrance so you can see all the different kinds of campsites. They do have, again, a variety, and they're kind of divided up. It's not just one big camping area. There are little side areas with maybe 6 or 8 sites in them. So they have the main campground, but there's several side campgrounds too. And they have a lot of cabins too. You'll see, I think, as we walk through, they have a couple different styles of KOA cabins.
Yep, there are 3 right over there to the left.
And again, not just all in one big group, but smaller groupings of them. There's some back-end sites right next to us here. These are gravel back-end sites, a little more basic, but they do have full hookups, water, electric, picnic table.
Can you tent camp here?
Yeah, they actually do have a tent camping area. They have
something for everybody.
Like even a group tent camping. So if you had a group of scouts or something, or wanted a large family gathering and wanted to tent camp, you could. Again, to the right, we've got these more deluxe sites. You can see nicely shaded in the woods. I like their speed limit, 8.5 miles an hour. I don't think we'll have to worry about that on our walk this morning. But you know, like some campgrounds you go to and they have tons of golf carts chasing around and things. That is not this campground. This one is much quieter, and on a typical summer day, yeah, you're going to see a lot of people by the pool or having some fun, but it's you know, pretty sedate. They do have bathhouses as well. They're nicely maintained, very clean. And to our right here we have these sites that are called a paved pull-through, and they've added a nice patio area to the side of that. So it's a concrete pad, the only concrete ones in the site. And then they have a nice picnic table and a bench. They keep adding nice things like these Adirondack chairs here. They were not here last time we visited, but again, the campground seems to really be investing in keeping up to date.
It is a family-owned campground, and I would say the staff are very friendly and helpful. So
they guide you to your site, for example. They have somebody in a golf cart, so when you arrive, you're guided to your site, and they help you make sure you get in just where you need to be. Now, we are camping during COVID, and you'll see a few things different. One is they've really kept the density down. It is not packed this weekend on a beautiful weekend in the summer. And there are signs around just reminding people, wash your hands and make sure you have social distancing. So good reminders for folks to try and stay safe when we're out here.
yeah, in fact, the pool is open from 1 to 7 p.m. and you have to reserve time at the pool so that, to avoid any overcrowding and to make sure people can social distance, yet still enjoy the pool.
I was kind of surprised the pool was even open, but yeah, they've set it up so that it's reservation only and that they keep the numbers of folks down in it. As we go by the pool, you can see there's a splash pad that normally operates for the younger ones, buckets of water that pour on them.
Normally that would be open, but it seems like they have closed off that area.
And here's a beautiful clean pool. We saw them out this morning making sure everything was clean. And I don't know if you can tell, but the chairs are all actually spaced out. Again, with the whole social distancing thing in mind, it seems like they're trying to take some good precautions here.
Absolutely, yet have people still enjoy their time here.
Yeah, so you've got the regular pool and then a 1 foot deep kiddie pool, as well as the splash pad. So really nicely maintained pool area. You can even see there's a station set up there with hand sanitizer at the entrance to the pool. And they like to have their flags, Spirit of 76, Don't Tread on Me. Just to remind you that you're in a colonial area. And then on the weekends, again, they do have fun things. Let's check out the board here. So this weekend, they had the teeny tiny petting zoo. They had a candy bar bingo event in the big field. And on Saturday night, you could meet a princess. And I saw her. She was all dressed up as a beautiful princess. So your little ones might enjoy that.
Candy bar bingo.
We missed candy bar bingo. I can't believe it.
Oh, man.
What were we doing?
I think we were making smash burgers.
We think we were. Oh, those smash burgers were good. So we've been trying out our Blackstone griddle, trying different recipes, and you'll see a video coming soon on smash burgers. We've invented our own Wisconsin-style recipe for them. I think you're going to like them. We did.
That's why we're trying to walk it off this morning.
Gotta try and stay fit at least, right?
I don't know if you noticed, but there was a laundry room there too by the activity center. It's a nice laundry room. A little pricey.
$3 a load and then 25 cents per 8 minutes to dry. This one I had not seen at another campground, but we're coming up on another bathhouse and they have a surprising amenity here that we're going to go and show you. Again, we travel with our black lab and sometimes the dogs like to get into a little bit of trouble when you're camping, and so to be ready for that they have a doggy bath. A nice station here. It doesn't look like there's any extra charge for it, but you can actually give your dog a nice bath. There's a ramp to walk up. And this is kind of like the one, Judy actually goes to a place that has dog washing. This is the same kind of a thing, and sprayer and everything, but you will have to bring your own soap. But that was a surprisingly nice one. We didn't expect that when we first camped here, and it's like, wow, a dog wash, that's cool.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, so that's a great idea.
Coming up towards the front of the campground are, for the larger rigs, there are pull-through full hookup sites up here, but I think this might have been the older part of the campground, because these sites, well, they're a little close together. I think we stayed in one of those last time, and the fire ring was close enough to our neighbor's rig that we couldn't have a campfire at night. We were just too close.
Too close, yes.
So those are okay sites, but if you can get in on, look for the deluxe site or a patio site, and then you'll be more likely to be in the back part of the campground where the sites are a little wider and nicer. I'm just going to, across from those, here we've got some of the cabins that they have. Again, a group of 3, and for each cabin you can see they've got a fire ring outside and a picnic table. Really pretty cozy looking. A lot of play activities. If you had younger children especially, I think they'd really enjoy this campground. Some of the things are not running right now because of the pandemic. Like, they have bounce pillows that would normally be right here, but I think the bounce pillows, they don't have them inflated, and you can't use them at the moment. But there is a playground up here, and I'm not going to focus in on it because people are actually playing on it at the moment. But behind that is this slide rail that's really neat. So you kind of can almost hang glide on the glide rail behind the playground. And we'll come back around to the playground another time because we don't want to bother anyone.
It's nice too because there's a sign here that says attraction tickets sold in the store, so they have a nice little store and you can get tickets to the local attractions right here.
If you happen to run out of propane while you're here, they'll fill your tanks too. So we're coming up on the entrance. It is a gated entrance. They'll give you a code when you first check in. Good reminder is your antenna down, steps up, kids on board. We've learned the hard way on some of those.
We've never forgotten the kids, but we have forgotten the steps and the antenna.
Yep. It happens, right? So you can see that the entrance here is on a 2-lane road. A little bit windy, but an easy couple of mile drive off the interstate. And there's the big Colonial KOA sign that welcomes you when you first come in. Now I'm going to turn around so that you can see the entrance. Nice house here that serves as the shop and the check-in and everything. All right.
We even have curbside check-in, which is really handy. Made it very quick and easy and safe to check in.
Yep, we didn't even have to go in to sign or anything. They just call this number and they come out with the golf cart to guide you to your site, bring you the map and the receipt and everything. So that made check-in super easy. if you're so inclined. You can do panning for gold even. So they do have a little panning for gold area where you might find a wonderful gem. Now, I saw a lot of kids using these last night, and they do have for rent little 3-wheel bicycles. So, just wanted to walk over here so you could see the trikes.
I think they're $5 an hour to rent.
$5 an hour, yeah?
I believe so.
Okay, so that could be kind of another fun activity to do. And here again, this is the section that they call the, pull through full hookup sites, but just wanted to kind of show it is, a gravel drive, which is okay. They're pretty level, but definitely very close to each other. You'll also notice that, again, the campground is pretty empty, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, it was surprising, but I do appreciate that they are trying hard to keep everyone safe, yet still give opportunity for people to go out camping and enjoy the outdoors.
So just so you can get a sense of one of these sites, I'm going to walk through a full hookup site in this section. Again, you've got all the basics: the power pedestal, picnic table, a fire ring. But you can see here how the fire ring is pretty close to the neighbor site. So
yeah, and if your neighbor had a slide out on that side where their hookups are, there's no way you could have a campfire.
yeah.
Even without a slide out, I think it's too close.
And yet, it's a pleasant morning this morning, and I think yesterday was somewhere in the 90s, but people were having campfires.
Yep.
So
They still.
just part of that camping experience.
That's right. Just sweat it out.
They do have firewood for sale at the office. You can buy a bundle of firewood if you need. But, those sites that we just walked through are pretty narrow, but we're back on one of those deluxe patio sites, and it's pretty spacious, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you get one on the end like we have. We have lots of space. It's nice. Let's take a peek down here to the right
Yeah.
to see this section of the campground.
Okay, so we're just about to the pool, but there is a little street here we can take, and we're going to go to the right.
So you'll notice the sign, no bikes allowed this section. It does get very steep. So if you have children and bicycles, just be careful.
Again, nice woods. Appreciate that, and not every private campground is a woodsy place. Sometimes they pack them in pretty deep, but I think up here what we're walking towards is more of a section of cabins. Again, there's plenty of those. That way, if you don't have a camper and want to check out the camping lifestyle, that's maybe a way to dip your toe in the water.
I don't know if you can see to the left here how steep it can get. So probably not a good idea to ride a bicycle in this section.
Yep. Especially for the little ones on those rented trikes. So we're going to head up just so you can see a little slice of the cabin area, and then we'll walk back down to another part of the campground. So that kind of gives you a sense of that cabin area. We're just going to turn around now back to that hill, getting our steps in for the day.
So I think checkout time is about 10 a.m. Pretty early. Check-in time
4 o'clock is
4
check-in.
p.m. But we found that if you wanted to stay past the checkout time, you can stay later for a fee of $5 an hour.
Which is nice because, you know, on a Sunday, if you're wanting to just extend your weekend a little bit, you don't really want to head home at 10 if you live, you know, nearby to a campground. Unless you have a full day of drive ahead and you're planning on leaving early. Sometimes it's nice just to hang out, have a picnic lunch.
Yeah, not feel so rushed to get out. So that's a nice thing that they offer.
Just a trick that we have sometimes used is when we want to stay the full next day is to actually book the next night. So book one more night than you're planning to stay, just so you have that, don't have to hurry and rush. In some places where the camping fees aren't too expensive, like a state park, that can be an affordable way to add an extra day. And
Looks like there's another section down here to the right.
Yeah, so we'll walk down here. I think this is a pretty new section of the park. Got some back-in sites, not too many, so you wouldn't feel too crowded here. And we'll just walk into one of them so you can see the site, but I think there's maybe 8 sites in here. These are back-in sites, and again you've got your full hookups, and then look at that rocking Adirondack chairs. Had not seen that in a campground before. As well as a nice picnic table, barbecue, really nice patio area. Alright, just continuing on our tour. Coming back again through the activity center. As Judy mentioned, there's multiple rooms in here actually. There's a decent laundry. I think there's 8 washing machines in there, or maybe 10, $3 a load. Then there's an activity room where people can come, and it's a large room where you could have games and things. They've got signs up, you know, please remember to wear your mask and socially distance. And that's open from 9 to 9 every day. And then they've got the area where they normally would rent bikes on the room here. And if I remember correctly, that is often an ice cream shop too, where you can get scoops of ice cream.
Oh, I was wrong. It's $5 per half hour for the bikes.
$5 for half hour on the bikes?
Yes.
All right. Just going to pan over the pool area again. You can see nice tables with umbrellas. So a very pleasant way to spend your afternoon.
I was just reading the sign. It says you can reserve 45-minute slots
Oh,
between 1 and 7 p.m.
neat. As you can see, it's morning and no one's using the pool yet, but more sites across from the pool here. Again, these are fairly basic sites, but very proximate to the pool, so that's kind of neat. They've got a sign on the tree here. This tree is named Mary. And just so you know, that is a prized pin oak that's over 100 years old. Another little campground area if you wanted to have for a group. Down in the woods near us, might be a little hard to see, there's actually an amphitheater too. And again, if you were having a group event or something and you needed to have a stage, they actually do have a little place in the woods where you could put on a little show. Heading back to where we started, we're going to go through these campsites coming up here.
Morning.
But there's plenty of large campers in the campground this weekend. Fifth wheels and long travel trailers. And they seem to fit well on their sites. Here's another example of a pull-through site. It does have a patio and a picnic table. This particular one doesn't have the swing. Seems like maybe the ones on the end are the ones that have the fancier picnic table and the grill and all the amenities.
So it's nice they have a variety of different sites you can choose from.
I learned though that the people who make the swings aren't making them anymore, which means that, you know, in the future as they start to wear out, they may not be able to replace the swings, which is too bad. They're a really nice thing to have.
Yeah, they are nice. Although those Adirondack? Yes, that. Those rocking chairs look pretty nice
Oh,
too.
yeah, they sure do. Pleasant way just to rock a little bit. Again, here's those paved sites. You can see again, we're a little closer to the road, but the bathhouse is right across the road. Really like how they've finished off these paved sites now. There's the KOA crew cleaning things up in the morning. Their work's always appreciated.
Oh.
And you can see we're coming back up to our site.
Our website. Yes.
Our beautiful Grand Design Transcend. and a fairly nice wooded campsite. And you can see just how large the space is. So we've got an end site. All the amenities. Rocking chair, fire ring. And we are back to where we started. I hope this tour was helpful and that you enjoyed it. Appreciate you following along, and if you have any questions, of course you can feel free to drop by and leave us a note on our website, traveltrailsail.com, or check us out on YouTube. Thank you.